my God. That is hot. I don't want the internet to bully me anymore. I just want a wide receiver. And he's going to run it deep out of the end zone here. And he breaks free. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. The collusion is real.
Jimmy just stepped out. He stepped up back at the end zone. And he threw a pick. Oh my God.
He still messed it up.
Oh, we still here.
It's caught! It's a touchdown! Caught!
Please not Jimmy Simply.
No! Yes! There's cars everywhere! It's so bright.
We raised $101,000.
We have hit 400K! Touchdown! Jordan Love and Christian Watson! Aaron Rodgers has just announced that he is going to the New York Jets.
It's frickin' frackin' time.
Grossi Posse Packer! Nation, welcome to an episode of Packcast, a podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Creme Grossi. How we doing, baby? How we frackin' doing? Woo! Creme. That's it. How we doing? We're rocking. Can anyone explain creme to you? Creme is an idea. Really, it's more of a... yeah, don't worry. Maybe some chocolates hanging out right there in the mouth region currently. But yeah, just I had to put this on. I'm also terrified of getting this dirty, so please hold. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. Also designed by Rachel! So it only makes sense to also put on a Rachel shirt, but it's not merch. So, I do love this shirt. Your shirt's great. It's soft, it's comfy, and it's plants. And it's bread. There we go. How we doing, baby? How we freaking fracking doing? We here. Oh boy. It's been busy here in the Grossi household. Oh yeah. I know you saw the chaos in the Discord, but I'm not 20 years old. Let's go! Happy freaking fracking birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
It's my number one hit single coming out soon. That's it. How we freaking fracking doing? Happy birthday. That's fantastic. Yeah, no, it has been 3 weeks since I visited the P.O. box. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. Kaylee, can't be on too long, but I'm just saying hello, just a few yards away from the soon-to-be largest event in women's sports history. Cheers from Lincoln, home of the volleyball fans of the planet. Let's go! Volleyball! Spike it. Crush it. Enjoy. Thomas! First member stream of many. Let's freaking fracking go, baby. Creme. Oh, Daniel the lore. Oh, the lore. And we got Daniel, cooking on a new piece for the season finale. And oh boy. Inject, yes it did. You're talking about the Saints package, right? Yeah, that one came in. Just gonna open the door a little bit so Nabula can get out. But yes, that did. It did. Yeah, we are hard at work here. I spent 4 hours writing out division predictions. NFC's all done. It's all recorded. AFC is next. Got to get that out. And I'm literally doing like 4 videos a day just because I need to leave enough time for me to do coach. I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I am terrified I have so much to do. I have never done. It came up on my feed. The season 4 finale of Coach was done at the end of fracking July. I had a month to go. Sinclair's Borkin. I had a month to go before I had to jump into the chaos of the season. But now, nay. I'm glad you liked the last episode of Coach, though. I really liked the last episode of Coach, too, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're jumping right into week 1, and before even week 1 starts, so we're trying. We are trying. But I will say, this finale is going to be insane. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. That's the God honest truth. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. I'm going to, but I just don't know. Oh, LQ has decided. Season 5, episode 5 is 3rd overall in the top 10 list. Damn! Those are some rave reviews from LQ. Listen, I just want to say, I'm very happy with how this season's going. I'm very, very, very happy with how this season's going. It's the only thing I wish, and it's only because 30 and 30 just pushed everything back. I will say, it's coming out good. It's coming out good. I wish I had at least one more episode so I didn't have to do a ton of setup, because there was an episode, the reunion, that was supposed to be kind of set up for the finale, but it's all right. It's all right. No condensed Q&A on Friday. It'll probably just be like a regular 2-hour one. So I'm hoping to have the script finalized Thursday. It might have to be pushed to Friday. I'm going to be spending all day Saturday, a good chunk of Sunday filming, and then editing until it's done. So that's it. Another NASCAR stream? Maybe. If time allows. If it does. But, yeah. No, I'm really happy with the last episode. I just feel like they've been really, really good. This is a really strong season. So, wish I had the one more episode, but we don't. We just don't have the time. We gotta rock and we gotta roll. That's it, baby. That is it. Because football is literally a week from tomorrow. Sunday! Tom, cannot wait for this weekend. Hype for all weekends. Pizzle and friends, let's go! Hope Coach comes out late Sunday night. Oh, it's gonna be late. Don't gotta worry about that. It's gonna be late. It's gonna be real late. So, yeah, no, don't you worry about that. Yeah, we're thinking late Sunday night premiere. Because I want to do a Madden stream on Monday too. So, yeah, I just have no more time. It's done. I can't. And then the NFC and AFC North stuff is gonna premiere next week. So, it might be 3 a.m. gang. I'm just not gonna the thing is, once I'm done filming, I will feel much better, because then I know all I need to do is sit there until it's done in terms of editing. I sat there for a good 7 hours on Sunday and just edited that straight through. So yeah, it worked out. I think it worked out. But watching All Out Live, I don't even know, honestly, Ron. I appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to watch any pay-per-views this weekend. So it's going to be wild. Truly, it's going to be wild. And it's going to be long. It is. I still have to get the bones set up, because I have obviously the story of how it's ending has been done for a while. There's just certain pieces in play of okay, can I save that for next season? Can I push that to season 6 where I have more time? Excuse me. Or, what can I put in here to not make it so overloaded while still telling a cohesive story? So I have no idea how long it's going to be, because the problem is I wrote 16 pages. I think it was 16 pages for the season 3 finale, and that was a 45-minute episode. I wrote the season 4 finale, and that was a 30-page script, and that was 49 minutes. So it completely and totally depends on the I know that there's some scenes that are going to be long. So for example, one of the reasons why the last episode was longer, not just because the amount of conversations, but it was, you have to leave room in there for beats, right? There's some if you have a Bruce and Springsteen scene and with anybody, that's always going usually very, very quickly, because it's quippy. It's you're not letting any time to breathe. It's just humor, whatever. For an episode like The Love, right, or The Ambition, it just takes more because you want that stuff to sit. You want it to be kind of slower and make the audience like, you know, feel and like let the stuff draw out a little bit. So yeah, all of that. All of that. How much help do you have filming? Very rarely. So very rarely I'll have some help, but yeah, always appreciated. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. So 40 minutes opening fan mail. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, I have not been because I went to Green Bay and then I haven't had a chance to go. So it'll be interesting. It will be. Can any scenes be done as one-off random posts? I wouldn't want that. No, I wouldn't want that. Not for Coach. It doesn't make sense enough for Coach. I mean, Coach is difficult enough to follow as is. I don't need random little ones to go in there. But yeah, I think it'll be. I'm excited. I know that the anticipation for the finale is at a pretty substantial high, considering the last two finales have been some of the best, if not the best episodes I've ever done. But yeah, that's it. Ryu, congrats on the frickin' frackin' interview. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But yeah, the finale is gonna be wild. I can tell you what the opening scene is. Somebody's going to be waking up. What does that mean, Tom? Do I mean like in the crawl space? Do I mean literally? I don't know. When we get in the finale title reveal, when it premieres, when it premieres. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna be pouring a lot into that. So all I ask, just be patient with me. It's been a very stressful week, just trying to get as much as I possibly can done because I wanted to get the division stuff done. I still got to get rankings done. I got to get predictions done. I got to get every NFL fan's reaction to the offseason done. I got a lot of stuff to do. So could it be over an hour? It could be. I just don't know. That's not holding anything. I truly don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be until I sit down and edit. So yeah, that's all I know. Because like I said, I can write a 30-page script and it's only a few minutes more than the season 3 finale. Right, Joe? Good Lord, 20 months. Time really does fly when you're having fun with the Grossi posse. I'm also excited for next Thursday where Holly and I will descend into the madness of Arrowhead. Let's go. I am so effing excited for football. I was saying this yesterday or today. I don't know. Days don't mean anything anymore. When I literally was like, I can't wait to stream. Oh, it was yesterday after I got off my stream. I'm like, I can't wait to stream until my eyeballs fall out of my head. I can't wait. I can't wait. I miss it so much. Lone! Hey, Tom. Hope you're having a good day. By the way, do you think Packers versus Jets, Love versus Rodgers Super Bowl will ever happen? Well, if it's going to happen, it's going to it's going to have to happen within the next like couple years. Because I don't think Rodgers is going to play that long. ZJ, how are you? Do you have any hot takes for week 1? Tomorrow's the first day of my senior year of high school. Can't believe I'm already a senior. I remember being in 7th grade when I started watching you. I'm old. Hot take for week 1? Packers beat the Bears like 28-10. There's my hot take. I think that defensive line might feast on that offensive line. Tevin Jenkins is out. I just have a feeling. Sean! Thanks for the membership, buddy. Appreciate you. But yeah, no. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah, the Patreon fantasy football stuff is going to get set up. Again, it usually happens on Monday, like the Monday before the season starts. I'm going to be aiming for that too. I'm not going to be streaming it this year just because I'm not going to have time to. But yeah, it's on the list. Trust me, it's on the list. I set up the, whatchamacall? The Pick'ems, which, by the way, we were number 11, and I barely promoted it. Like, we were number 11, and now I think we're all the way up to number 9. Inject! Thanks for the 5 memberships, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think we're up to number 9 now, out of all of ESPN, because there's, like, SportsCenter, NFL Live, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, we're at 8. All right, so the only fan base that's ahead of us are Cowboys fans. Yeah. All right, we'll fix that. Can I link there? Yeah, sure. Hold on. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. Invite more friends. Copy link. This is going to be a long-ass link. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, Rachel, you had an email. It's the biggest pain in the ass of the year, to be honest with you. Because there's a number of people that I send it all to, and then those leagues fill up, and then people don't answer, or they answer late. But yes, you will get one, I promise. Let's see. Q&A question. Talking with Tree You think the amount of content you put out has negative effects on how people view it? Would slowing down help growth at all? I know what you're talking about. The thing is I grow primarily, a lot of the growth comes from streaming, so that definitely does not hinder it at all. Sure, there's things that I do that like are not as popular. Like, for example, like Coach, I'll give you the best example. So I went away to Green Bay. I put out shorts every day that I was in Green Bay. You know, that was like the content I did for the day. So that killed the algorithm for me. And then when I got back, I put out Coach, right? So that did not help at all. So because of that, the algorithm's like, oh, we're not going to recommend this because only 5 or 10,000 people are watching Coach. So we're not going to do that. So yeah, it definitely does hurt in some way. But I have found that, like, one, I just want to make the stuff. I've just always made the stuff that I want to make for the most part. So there's probably things I could cut out that would make the channel do better, but I don't necessarily want to cut out either because I really enjoy doing it, or yeah, that's it. LQ, I'm not scared for next Thursday, but football is almost here. Can't wait to spend a 4th season with y'all. Also, Lore's getting nuts. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, there's going to be some big reveals, my friend. Some big reveals. Dedicated Coach channel? Nah. We're in the home stretch, folks. We are in the home freaking fracking stretch. Damn! 6 months member and only second in plus the cat. Also happy I can finally cat now. Let's go, baby. $2 raise. Let's go, baby. Let's do it. Lighthouse stance, baby. We gotta make the music video. We gotta do it. Hope you're doing well, Tim. Oh, yeah, there's gonna be some big reveals. There gonna be some big reveals. Just saying. Since I was get this membership, will I get kicked out of the Pick'em League? No. You're in, you're in. You're in. Same with the Discord. Once you're in, you're in. That's all. That's all there is to it. When you're here, you're family. That's all. Well, all right, let's get a little who garden going on. Let's get a little who. You know what I mean? So, well, Nick, it's also things too. I also release things as soon as they happen for the most part, like with those reactions and stuff like that, and that does very, very well for the channel. Like, very, very well. So, yeah, I mean, I think you just need to find what works for you. You know, Tree doesn't have to put out a ton of content, and obviously he does very, very well, which is awesome. So, you know, doing more doesn't necessarily equate to more success. But I also will say, and this is like kind of a bigger thing, for me, because I don't take sponsors, like besides the GPS and sometimes clickbait stuff, because of that, I mean, I make money also on like the ad revenue that I get from putting out videos as well. And so like that doesn't really play a major role because like you saw when I was in Green Bay, I'll put out shorts. I really don't care. But, you know, that also does help circumvent not getting sponsorship dollars. So that's also part of it. You know, and Tree doesn't have to deal with that, but know what I mean? What does it feel like to know what you did? What'd I do? I don't know what I did. Oh, Chrissy's working as a para in your classroom? That's freaking awesome. Oh, that'll be so awesome. There you go. A little dynamic duo. I see what you did there. Hell yeah. Let's go. That's amazing. Cheers, folks. Appreciate y'all being here. These member Q&As are always a fun time. We're rocking and rolling, baby. I know what I did. You're gonna have to be like a lot more specific. That's it. 7 years ago, Magic Jersey Pupper. Yep. The babes. Go on, Ray. How we do? Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, so how about that lore from Sunday? It was good. It was so freaking good. It was so freaking fracking good. Please restore the run the table gif. All right, I'll find it. I didn't cry at all. Yeah, you know. Listen, I think it was a combination. Adam Driver voice. Good lore. It was good lore. Yeah, it was good. You finally signed my 30 and 30 shirt? Hell yeah, I did. That's right. Almost convinced that Desire is going to bubble up the North characters because they represent different emotions. Ooh. Charles, excited for the season. I recently lost my job, but that means more Grossi in my life. Your package was sent back to me, and I don't know why. Damn it, Charles! I'm very sorry about the job. I hope things get well soon, my friend. I hope they do. Nick, I have to go to the P.O. box. I haven't been there in like 3 weeks. So, I don't know, man. Sideline, how's your plan to change sports media forever going so far? Or is it a deeper operation that takes an extended time to work on? Both. It's both. I'm not actively working on it right now because I can't. I will start working on it in 2025 when I'm able to. But I've thought about it a lot. So, don't worry. You'll find out soon enough. Kevin! Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Is he named Daniel because your middle name's Daniel? Correct. Yeah, that's a top episode right there. You know, just casually dropping it. And that was supposed to be episode 7. So that was supposed to be the episode for the finale also. So, yeah, it didn't work out in terms of 8 episodes, but I'm just telling you. Next season, I'm so excited for. I know I still got the finale and everything, but geez, I can't wait to have time. I can't wait to be like sitting there in June, and like maybe I'll have gone on a vacation for like a 5-minute one, but I can't wait to be like, man, I can just take my sweet ass time with this and just boom, 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 boom. That's gonna be really nice. That's gonna be really nice. North Saga, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so effing good. So, starting North Saga set up in the finale. I mean, yes. Yeah, you'll see it. I mean, it was also set up in the Coach Season 4 premiere. There was like references to the South. So, yeah. It's gonna be, that's it. 2-week vacation, there we go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do 10 episodes. I'm probably gonna have to, which means I gotta start earlier too, but it'll be worth it. And just dedicate the time to it that it really deserves. But, yeah. That's it. That's it. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. NHL pod, would you like to be my first guest? If it's next month, no. Off season, absolutely. Next month, no. from September to end of April, Tommy's on lockdown. Tommy's on lockdown. After that, absolutely, anytime, but not darting. No. It's already started. It legit has already started becoming ambition, Tom. It is. So they did give me a correct date. Yeah, it's next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday is already filling up very quickly. Yeah, I got invited to go on like the biggest wrestling podcast there is, and I was like, oh, that's really exciting. That's really exciting. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. It'll be good. But so, has the North Saga been set up in the recent episode too? Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, next Wednesday I got invited on the biggest like wrestling podcast there is. So that was really cool. Then it's GPS, and then I have a meeting right after that. And also predictions come out that day. And I think it's also the last day of division predictions. I don't know. There's things. What's my expectations for the Kraken this season? Easy. Done. Basil! Thanks for the membership, buddy. Appreciate you. We're rocking. We're rolling. Yeah. It's true. What's the podcast called? What was the podcast called? I'm sorry. That's just on me. I have a lot going on. Hold on. Where was it? Hold on. What's it called? What is it? I forget. Busted Open. That's the one. Got it. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. It'll be good. And Johnny Bark's going to be on a podcast tomorrow. Look at this guy over here. Look at this guy. Derek, take it, buddy. Take care. You take care. Yeah, Busted Open will be good. It's great. Excellent. Yeah, I'll be on it next Wednesday. I don't know. I'm assuming they do it live. I'll be on at 10 a.m. I'll be on an hour before GPS. And then after GPS, we got to meet with Underdog. I don't know if they're going to yell at us. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I'm just be like, hi. Radio show? Perfect. Got it. Nailed it. I was talking to some of the mods about this. Like, I wouldn't mind doing wrestling content. I think it's a very untapped market. And I think, like, I like wrestling enough. Like, I love wrestling enough when it's, like, really good. Kevin, thanks for the 5 memberships. I appreciate you. that I'd be like, okay, yeah, like I could do this. But like I'd done play-by-play before. It's so difficult, man. I mean, it's such a visual spectacle. Like it's a really visual thing. And plus I just don't think I know enough. Like I'm pretty well versed in wrestling. Like storyline's easy. I know a lot of moves, but like I don't think I'm good enough to be like, oh yeah, I can call like an AEW like super technical match between, you know, Danielson and freaking Omega. But yeah. Oh no, I'm not making. I ain't making a side channel. Hell no. Hell no. I ain't doing that. No. Here's what I was thinking. If there is ever going to become, because I can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to start doing wrestling content. Because one, I can't during this season. That's just not happening. One, but two, like I thought about that for hockey too. And I was like, you know what? Like I'd like to get into hockey more, but I can't just like pivot and be like, oh yeah, we talk about hockey now. Because again, that happens during the same exact season as the NFL, but then playoffs happen afterwards. So that works out. So I was like, okay, it's kind of just like getting put in the back pocket for right now. Just for right now, and be like, okay, these are things I would like to talk about. Maybe if I get an opportunity at some point in which we can combine a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, LQ, it's weird. Crackcast. I feel like that could get misinterpreted real quick. Real quick. Welcome to Crackcast. What are we going to talk about? Kraken. What's Kraken? Kraken. Oh, that would be my annoying YouTuber intro. What's Kraken, crackheads? That's what I would call Kraken fans. Obviously. But instead of like the Grossi posse, it'd just be like, woo! The entire time. So we can make it work. We can make it work. I think we can. Crackcast. I'm telling you, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, because hockey is such an, like, it's just not covered on like YouTube a lot. Obviously there's some like big YouTubers, but like there's not much out there. Oh man. I think if I wanted to, I could lean in to the Kraken so quickly and be like, nah, like I will get this going 1,000,000%. I'll get in touch with the team. I'll do everything that I possibly could. And I mean, they're a newer team, so it'd actually probably be decently easy to get in with the organization. I will give them all the publicity there is in the world. Yep! Thanks for the membership, buddy. Appreciate you. Gotta open what's crack-a-lackin'. What's crack-a-lackin'? Kraken? Let me crack open a beer. This is terrible. This is getting worse. It's just getting worse. Just getting so much worse. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not too concerned. I'm more concerned about surviving for the next 2 weeks. That's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. I'd watch a 10-hour Kraken noise video. I think so. Sports is going pretty well. It's going pretty well. It's just very busy. It's just crazy. It's just very, very crazy right now. It's just a lot of prep, a lot of work, and coaches on my mind and causing lots of anxiety and stress. But yeah, we'll get there. Once it's done, I'm gonna be like, oh wait, now it's football season. Because usually, like, I have a month buffer. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'll destroy myself. Like, the finale will take, like, 2 weeks. We'll get it done. Cool. Not this time. Nope. Not this time at all. But what are you gonna do? It is what it is. I could become the dealer of Kraken content. A Kraken dealer, if you would. Yep. That's it. I think we can make it work. Just saying. I do need to, Rachel. Yeah, it's on the list. It's low on the list right now, but it's on the list. It is on the list. There's so much I have to do, and I have no time to do it. None whatsoever. But it's fine. We'll make it. I had a very busy and fun summer. Yeah, I tried to like step back a little bit, especially after I needed to after 30 and 30, because I was dead. So. Yeah, no, I'll get it done. I will get it done. Somehow, some way. I'll get it done. So, it's fine. And if not, I'll cry. It's gonna be so good, though. The thing is, too, and I was thinking about this, like, if I sat down and wrote the entire finale out today, I can get it done. Like, that'd be fine. The thing is, there's a character that's getting introduced, and technically it's like the last character getting introduced in Coach. Obviously there's gonna be the North Saga, but it's like the last new character that is getting introduced. And I kind of want to make the entire episode about them, and bouncing around in my head right now is changing the context of what I originally had for the finale and making it all about them, and like the experiences that are happening within Coach are happening through their lens. I think that would be interesting. The entity, baby. That's right. Finally gonna learn. Oh, that entity's been there for some time. That entity's been there since the East. Since the East. Oh, God. It's going to be wild. It is going to be wild. Yeah. I'm excited. I am so excited. Like Joe's disappearance through the entity's eyes. I'm not gonna lie, I've literally thought about doing the entire series, Coach sagas through the entity's eyes. Yeah, if that happens, we won't get answers to all the questions that sprung up from the season. No. Like there would still be a lot of answers. I could find a way to answer every single thing that has been brought up, but do it with a creative lens of being through the entity. I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. Because in the ambition, there were different plans for that. I explained some of it to the mods. So I was planning on filming that entire episode in Green Bay, because I was supposed to get in on Sunday, and I was going to have a whole house to myself Sunday night and a whole house to myself on Monday, like the whole day. And I was just going to film, and I was just going to just rock and roll. I was going to bring everything. And then because my flight got delayed and ultimately canceled, I could only film a little bit in Green Bay because I was surrounded by people. So Johnny Barks, we went out at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we filmed that last scene across Lambeau. And then I was like, crap, I need a location that's new. I need a location that's like different. Because originally I was just going to get like the Airbnb, which I did in Green Bay. And then I was like, okay, well now I don't really have time for that. And I don't have time during the week to go stay at another Airbnb to do it. But I need a different location from where I shot. And so because of that, I went to my dad's house. So technically you've seen that house before, but it's supposed to be somewhere different. Yeah. And I did it. I was like, you know what? It would be really cool, because I was just going to use the entire house as like the space for the episode. But it's like, what if I was just confined to a room? Like, and that's a pretty small room that I was in. So like, what if I was just confined to a room and just do it that way? And once I got that, I was like, yep, I got it. Easy. Last scene is a top 5 GCU moment. It's pretty darn good. By the way, the song that's also playing during the entire conversation first of all, no music. It's played for a prolonged period of time, except for a couple flashbacks, the entire episode until Desire shows up. And so it's literally every single emotion just breaking down ambition bit by bit by bit, because they all offer the same thing. So when Chamis is there, right? Chamis basically is like, you can be real for a second. Like, we could talk, like, had the same exact plan, whole 9 yards. And of course that wasn't really Chamis, but rejected. Lamy kind of puts a little crack in the armor when it comes to mentioning Linda. Then you have Junior, of course, who starts taking a little... Oh, sorry, before that. Then you have Tome, right? Tome, that's where, like, that anger starts coming out, and it starts getting a little bit more, like, haphazard of, like, I'm just going to start saying things. Junior comes out, and then there's kind of, like, a little bit of reflection there. And then once Desire shows up, it's, like, done. It's done. So, yeah, no, that was a really fun episode. I filmed that episode at 8:30. I think it was at 8:30 at night. Yeah, 8:30 at night. I went over to Papa Grossi's house, and I stayed there until about like 11-ish. And I just knocked it out. and just film. And I also was reminded how hot it is to film in Blood Demon's jacket. Because, good God, it was rough. It was rough. How has it felt to hold on to a character for almost 5 years? I mean, I've kind of done it already. It's not my dad's bedroom. No, it's not. But it's one of the guest bedrooms. But I held on to a character already for basically the same amount of time. That was Anger. Like, I've held on to Anger for a long time. But I've held on to that character for a while. I always knew that it was going to be Anger. Anger was going to be out here. And so, yeah. This is... Yeah, I'm really excited for this character, and it's been a challenge to be like, okay, like what characteristics or like what personality is this character gonna have? And you'll see why, because it's kind of like a tough one to track down. But I will say, if you have ever seen the show Lost, which I know it has its faults, I grew up with that. I love that show. The season 2 premiere, if you ever watched it, I know that's a very niche audience. If you've ever watched the Lost season 2 premiere, that is kind of what I'm going to be doing with the finale, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, Rachel, I was sweating. That finale, oh, you could see the sweat dripping down my nose, because that was also in July, so it was freaking hot. So... No other ones except Steve just yet. Just yet. We have to go back. Yeah, that show definitely dragged some points, and there was some stuff that was not good, but overall, I do love that show. Can you confirm or deny if Ambition died at the end of the episode, but off screen? No. He is not dead. Yet. Yeah, no, he's not dead yet. But it's heavily alluded to that the time... So here's what I wanted to do. There's a couple things at play here. In that episode, right, which the description's A Christmas Carol, which... Anyway, when it came to trying to, like, set up that episode, I wanted to make it very clear of, like, what the purpose was, and kind of... I don't want to say confuse the audience a little bit, but I wanted to make it of like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, what is the purpose of this episode? And going through that entire episode, it's not trying to necessarily change Ambition's mind, right? Because the thought, and I think what a lot of like other shows would do, it was like, you got to go back. Like, go back to the crawl space, like, fix all this stuff, what have you. And there's that conversation that he has with Blood Demon. And, Tim, appreciate the membership. There was a conversation that they had with Blood Demon where there's a moment in which Blood Demon's like, you can go back. Like, there's still time. And Ambition's like, no. Like, can't. Throw it out the window. And so all of a sudden it turns into, well, we're not trying to convince him to go back. Okay. So then what's the point of the episode? And I think it kind of just gives a really good view on like what Ambition is thinking and like where his mindset is. He did everything that he wanted to do. Also, I've been wearing these nonstop, but I've been taking them off for every episode in season 5, but I left them on for Ambition. I think there might be a couple of scenes where you might be able to see these actually on like Chamas or something like that to kind of indicate that he's not really there. It's just Ambition stuff. So yeah, anyway, goes back and it's like delivers this whole monologue with, we're taking that monologue then, this whole dialogue with Blood Demon. And then at the end, it comes down to, okay, like show me Lambeau Field. Like this was the thing that you have wanted forever, right? You've always wanted to be close to the Packers. It's how this entire series started. You wanted to be the coach of the Green Bay Packers, right? And so you did all these things. You are now across from Lambeau Field. And it's like a, wow, I did it. But it's also like a gut punch of like, he ain't near any crawl space. So there's that. But then there's also previously established lore, like in season 3, episode 3, that could also change things. But on top of that, the real blood demon sees Ambition. He sees him. So, because Ambition been blocking him out. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hope your new house next year has a crawl space. You and me both. You and me both. You and me both. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited though. Oh no, he can't. LQ, he can't. I mean, he literally. So that's the. Oh my god, I can't wait for you to see this finale. The last episode fits so effing well with the finale that I have not even made yet. But there's gonna be some comparisons that are gonna be like, oh damn, yeah, it's gonna be a good finale. It's gonna be good. It's gonna tie so much together. It's gonna tie, and I've tied up a lot of loose ends in season 4 and season 5. I gave you a lot of answers in 4, and then also with season 5, I think one of the things that has definitely been on the back of my mind is not to necessarily bring up brand new questions, right? There might be like, okay, I'd like to know about this, but a lot of it is like tying bows around things, kind of saying like, this is where it's going. And if I had a little bit more time, there would have been more episodes for that. But the finale is going to set the stage, not only for the North Saga, but it really is going to like break down like, hey, this is what the final season of Coach is going to look like. So I hope so, Em. That's the goal every single time. That is the goal every time. Yeah, season 2 is like all wrapped up. Season 3, I feel like season 3 is in this weird place. Because, in my humble opinion, I think there are 2 standout episodes from season 3. And one is the Fear, which gets alluded to a ton. And then, of course, is going to be the finale. However, I feel like season 3 is kind of, I don't want to say overlooked, but I feel like because of the quality of like season 4, it's like, oh, that's kind of like the, I don't want to say forgotten one, because like season 2 has like so many big ones. Like it has the whole tone shift, it has the premiere, has like the night in it, Sinclair. It has the interview in it, and it has the finale in it. It has all this stuff that happens. And season 3, I feel like is a little bit slower paced, if you will. But I feel like what season 5 has done really, really well, in my opinion, you could disagree 100%. I feel like that it is given season 3 even more importance of being like, no. This is why it's important, because it really like expounds on like Lamy and kind of like what his role is going forward. I think that this season has really set up Junior and why Junior's super important. So yeah, I've tried to do that very, very intentionally to get it going. But yeah, I'm not trying to raise like a ton more questions. I'm trying to just like give answers and begin to land the plane, which is scary, but we're trying to land it. We're trying to land it. So yeah, it's good. Moosey, you wanna go home? Yeah, Moosey, wanna go upstairs? Go ahead. Come on out now. Sinclair's like, I got a bork. I want a bork. I cannot believe a year from now we'll be done. Yeah. Do it up, Andy. Best of luck. Crush it. So, yeah. Father, I must bork. When did the idea for Coach come to you? I mean, when I started doing Coach. I explain this to people because every finale, the mods and I were talking about this, every finale, since the season 3 finale, the chat's like, Tom, are you okay? Like, you good? And then this past episode, there was a lot of, Tom, are you good? So, one, I love that. I've always kind of explained it as like an exaggerated autobiography. There's a lot of real stuff in there. There's a lot of like personal stuff. But I think a lot of it is also super relatable. And then, yeah, just making a story built on top of that. Like, it's never difficult to write. Like, I've never like really truly been stuck on a script to the point where I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I can't write this for Coach. Because Coach is, like I said, like, I know the story because it's the story. You know, it's me. But that was people puffed up with pride. Then I saw your humble reaction to us screaming your name. There you go. But like that's the thing, it draws on real things, right? Like, and what Ambition said, like, I don't know who hasn't worked and not felt that at some point, right? Like the bicycle. Come on now, gotta hop on the bike, gotta keep pedaling. Oh, the coach poster. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait though. I can't wait. Yeah, season 1 of Coach still some of my favorite stuff. I feel like season 1, it's not as bad. It's not great. It's not as bad as I thought it was. And I realized that like after for Scooter. Because I don't know if y'all know this. So like I don't go back and watch Coach. So I do 2 things. 1, I write it, I film it, I edit it. The first time I see it is during the premiere. Like, cause I'm the minute, like this slight little details and minutia that it takes of being like, oh, okay, there's a music shift here, so I need to make sure the shift, like the scene changes with the music shift. So I basically have seen the whole thing, and then I see the finished product when it's premiering in front of all of you, right? Because I don't watch it back to like proofread it. So I do that, and then I don't watch it anymore. That's it. Like I don't go back and watch it. I just know the story, and like there's like some little things I'll go back and like watch a particular scene and be like, okay, good, I can use this, or like I'll go back and be like, all right, I gotta make sure that I get exactly what I was wearing that day. So I mentioned this for the mods. One of the problems with this season was during the Joy episode, I made sure to go back and wear the exact same outfit that I was wearing in season 2. So that was 3 years ago. So the issue was the Batman shirt that I had at the end of last year. I had kept that shirt I think I got from Kohl's when I was like 16, and I got like an extra large, so it just like fit me forever. So I said, okay. So I got that, and I went searching for that shirt before filming the Joy, and I realized I had thrown it out and didn't even think of it because there was a huge gaping hole in the side of it just because of the amount of times it's been washed and thrown in the dryer and all that great stuff. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy times. It's crazy times. But, yeah. Yeah, South Supercut. Yeah, I know. I have to do it. I probably could do it on Saturday. I just have to remember. The editing is not really too bad. It's just, it's going to take forever to render. And I just have to let my computer go for that amount of time. So I haven't forgotten about it. But, you know how it be. See one of the groundwork? Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't top tier production. So, I mean, the finale is really good. And I think what Coach Season 1 did a really good job of is it did a nice job of like introducing the larger story bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. That was kind of the big one. Amica! Thank you for the membership. I appreciate you. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Charles. That's very kind of you. But, yeah, it sets it all up. And then the finales have always been like, it slaps you in the face. So, it's very different. Like, man, can you imagine if I had a budget? Like, can you imagine if I had a budget and, like, a crew or someone to hold the camera every time? You know what I mean? Like, just, like, little stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, yeah, season 1, it has its charm. It's the audio's so bad. And I'm filming it off a camcorder, so, not great. Yeah, there's some issues with season 1, but it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate that, Sid. I'm glad that I led to that. Listen, I think it's never going to be the most popular thing I make ever. Literally ever. But I love making it, and I think the people that do watch it find it really relatable. And like I told you, like I lose money on Coach. Let's take a gander here. Let's take a quick gander. Let's see what we got here. Have Sinclair hold the camera. Honestly, I wish he would. Make my life so much easier. Okay. So, the Ambition. Here you go. You want to see the life of a full-time YouTuber? It got 8,800 views. It lost me 2 subscribers. And it made $42.24. And I worked, let's see, 7, 10, probably about 13, 14 hours on that. So no, I love Coach. I love Coach. Yeah, that's what an episode of Coach will do. Oh yeah. Why did it lose subscribers? Because why wouldn't it? Because some rando who's like, oh yeah, I like Tom for 30 and 30. Oh, he talks about football. Wait, what is this? It's not, it's not for everybody. And that's okay. I'm all good with it. Was M one of the 2? I would hope so. It's fine. Like, that's the thing too. Like, I talked to Max today. I was talking to him about this because during the off season, it's like, I don't know. It's tough to explain this. It's dead. Even if I am pushing out videos, yes, bees, there will be stuff after Coach. Don't you worry. Sorry. Like those first few months, like, so really June, July, and then honestly most of August, it's dead over here. Like, don't get a lot of subscribers. The numbers don't go up a lot. It's kind of like lows on just about everything. And it happens every year. This is now 8 years that I've been doing this. It happens every single year. And every single year I'm like, I don't know if it's going to go back up again. Like, this might be it. Like, I might be done. That's it. It's never going to come back. It sucks. It is what it is. And then every year, like mid-September, it pops right back up because I stream like a maniac and the amount of content I push out, is insanity. So, like, I will take a break, right? It literally is that bike pedaling scene. I will take let's say I take a break and I go to Green Bay, even though I worked when I was in Green Bay. I go to Green Bay and I just put up shorts for the entire time. I made no money that week. That's what it was. I don't make money on short. Like, I made no money that week. And so, like, for me, I'm like, okay, like, I kind of am trying to, like, get over it, push that back, and be like, gotta try to find some ways to disconnect and relax and all that great stuff. But it's a thing. Like, it's the beauty of it because I love working hard, and this is the only job I've ever had where working to my, like, full extent, it gives it back to me, right? The more I work, the more I get back. And I love that relationship so much. It makes me work insane amounts, but, like, I love it. So when I work the same amount and the numbers aren't there to back it up, it's like, oh, well, I'm done now. Crap. So, yeah, it's like a weird feeling every single year. The off season humbles you significantly. Yeah, I think 500K will probably happen around the end of September. I would imagine. But that's the thing too, like 30 and 30. I think I got like 6,000 or 7,000 subscribers, like, which is great. It's cool. That's good. Definitely didn't make money, but like it's all good. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that's what being a content creator is. And I tried explaining this to somebody when it was like, I'm in such a niche category because it's not just sports, it's American football, right? And it's while that market is insane, you can make a living off that market. I do. It's super duper niche. So I put out a video and it's only at most going to apply to the fans of American football. And you'll have creators like, let's just say like a Ryan Trahan. Love Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan will put out one video and will get let's just say on the low end, it gets 5 million views. I get 5 million views in like a month. And that's uploading 6 days a week, right? You can put out one video. So what I'm talking about is they pay people like a ton of money, like production value is insane, all this great stuff, and it's not in a niche thing. But legit, they can put out one video and make what I make in a month just by doing that one. I don't even get close to them, and I do it 6 days a week. So like that's why I kind of still love it, because it's like, no, it's gonna humble you real quick. Because if you don't work, like, oh well, buddy, you ain't making money. That's it. That's it. That is very true, Janine. That is very, very true. Luke, I hope they do well. I know the Ryan Reynolds thing went well, so I think it also puts more eyes on the sport. So, but yeah, it's crazy. Artisan. No, it's not even artisan. It's just, yeah, it's difficult. It 100% is difficult. So, because then the end of the month rolls around, and I do this, like, I obsess over my numbers in terms of just like, okay, here's what did well, here's where I can be better. It's all just like critiquing, just try to be better. But I will 100% be at the end of the month, I was like, damn, if I did that one more stream, or if I did that one more video, it would have pushed me over this milestone. Yeah, that's just what it is. That's what the job is. So, Taryn, no, that's not a weird question at all. Like, not at all. Oh yeah, bees. No, exactly. I love that aspect. If I did it in August, I wouldn't have been able to do it in August. That's the problem. There's no way I would have pulled it off. I did it in June for a very specific reason, because I knew teams weren't going to be busy. Because June, and on top of that, June is also the month. It is the one month out of the year that there is no football news. There's no American football news. That's it. So if I was going to break through and get on the Pat McAfee show, Rich Eisen, NFL, etc., I can't do that when Jonathan Taylor might get traded, because that is going to push me out 10 out of 10 times. So I did it in June. Yeah, it's going to be less views, right? But I mean, the most important thing is we raised a crap ton of money for St. Jude. But yeah, like, this also wasn't for personal gain. So like that's the big component of it. I didn't do it to make money, because if I did, then I failed miraculously. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, also, yeah, going to some of those cities in August, hell no, I would have died. I would have died. It's true, Matthew. I mean, again, like, I'm not going on Rich Eisen while all this stuff is going on. I'm not getting the invite because they don't have time, because they're talking about football. June, they're looking for something to talk about. And then here's Tom Grossi going, hey there. You know? And there's also no vroom vrooms in Detroit. It's true. It's true. By the way, we also, somehow, some way, we also raised an additional $1,500 for St. Jude, because Mitchell, legend, who donated the most to 30 and 30, and so he won 2 tickets to the home opener of his choice. He decided to give those back to St. Jude. St. Jude auctioned them off, and they made an additional $1,500. So their buyer is going to get in. Pastor actually texted me yesterday, but yeah, he's gonna get the information. So we made another $1,500 for St. Jude. We rocking, baby. We rocking. Also, the other fundraiser's going on right now. 2 front row tickets to the Saints game, Packers, week 3. It's the Packers home opener. Front row, baby. Front row. We're raising money for a great cause, local Green Bay charity. I think we raised like close to like $1,200. I'll be pushing it more as we get closer, but yeah, that's it. That's it. That's true. Exactly, Matthew. Exactly. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for this season. I don't know if it'll be as good as last season in terms of just numbers wise, but oh, baby, I'm going to work. I also, I will say, here's Tom Grossi's hot take. The North Saga, I can guarantee that it is going to be the best saga since the East, but I have a suspicion it's going to beat the East. So, Tommy got plans. Tommy got plans. So, that's it. That's it. So, Judy, how does ambition reconcile with that? Well, so that's the thing, too, right? So it's like an exaggerated autobiography. So I was also very, very careful when putting the clips of 30 and 30 in Coach, not to put anything with St. Jude in it, not to put anything there, because it's an exaggerated version. I didn't want companies getting involved or any of that crap. Like, it's an exaggerated version that something like 30 and 30 happened. So, yeah. But, I mean, in a very, very sappy Tom thing. It's very sappy Tom. And it may be because vitamins may or may not have been consumed right before this stream went live. But in a very, very sappy way, it was like there are people, if I want to say like maybe what, there's like, I don't know, 7,000 to 8,000 people who have watched Coach, right? Like in its entirety for years. Like for years. And that's for like Coach season 1, or maybe they caught up on Coach season 1. They watched the East Saga. They watch all of this stuff. And there is a section of people that follow this. They care about it significantly. And so like, I wanted to make you part of the lore. Like that was, I don't want to say a gift, but like, it was kind of like, I don't know, like I think that it's something really special that a football channel can produce a narrative piece of content that's not just over a season, because we get those people, right? We get the casuals who come in just for every single saga and they're like, oh, this is really good. And then they never touch it again, which more power to them. But there are people who legitimately like go through and like have watched it either from the beginning or they picked up and then they've got obsessed over it. They're like, oh my God, it's so good. They're there at the 3 a.m. premieres. And so that was like hey, like you're part of this too. So it's cheesy. It's sappy. Get over it. It's fine. It's fine. Rachel's cookies confirmed as canon. That's it. I mean, listen, we made a smoothie gang from season 3. So, Taryn, yeah, no, they're still dependent. Same rules apply. Like I said, I just have kind of certain plot points and also characteristics planned out. So I exist in the GCU, but LQ doesn't. Maybe there's an LQ of the LQ. Who lores the lore? Just saying. One of Rachel's cookies will make anger happy. So, I'm never going to do this. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I had an idea one night. Maybe vitamins were consumed. I had an idea one night, and I was just like thinking about, because again, I've said this now for what, like 3 years. I know the ending of Coach. I could explain it to you frame by frame right now, and I haven't written a single word on the page. And I've known this for years, what the end of Coach was going to be. So I was like, man, what would be like the worst ending possible? Like, how could I just like really mess with people and just be like, here you go. And the worst idea that I had, the worst one. No, then I woke up. No. It's worse. So I was going to lean into like, it had to be so out of left field. No, not all a dream. Even worse. At the very end, the final scene plays out of Coach. And then it like shuts off. Right? And it's just Tom just like standing in the middle of the room looking shut down. And it flashes to a beach in California where the real Tom has been the entire time. He gets a notification on his phone that one of his clones just shut down. And so the clone was the one that was making the entire story, all of Coach the entire time, while real Tom was relaxing on a beach as he made content. That was the worst ending I thought of. That was the worst one. That was the worst. I didn't say it was good. I'm not using that. I know the ending. I'm just saying, there's times where I will do that. I will be very honest with you. There's times in the sagas, this is behind the scenes. There are times in the sagas and in Coach where I will write myself into a corner and be like, and I literally be like, I haven't even thought about how I'm going to get out of this. And then I sit down the following week or whenever it's going to be, and I go, oh crap, I gotta do this just to challenge myself to see how good I can write. That's a legit thing that happens a lot. In which I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna write myself in an impossible situation. Try to get out. Why not? Why not? It's fun. I enjoy it. I do. Also, vitamins are kicking in. We're rocking now. We're rocking. So, alternate coach endings. Oh my god. What ifs for coach? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wouldn't be happy, but I respect it. It's true. I was talking about this today. So for the finale, when introducing the entity, there was something I was considering doing that would have really solidified the entity, but it would have undercut a major emotional moment that has happened within the GCU. So that was a legit decision of like, okay, do I establish this character at the expense of a previous moment that fans have, legitimately had emotions about? Or do I find a compromise? I found a compromise. So, true story. What if Springsteen didn't wake up? Bruh. What if Wildflower's parents didn't die? What if Joe kept it in his pants? I mean, there's a lot of slight things. There's a lot of slight things. So that's it. All I'm saying. Also, I'm saying we do uno mas. I still think the death of Bruce and Springsteen would have been amazing. I think the problem would have been if that was in the finale where like Bruce and Springsteen actually died. I don't know if the casuals would have been able to handle that, because I don't know if you all remember this. The East was insane. There was like the amount of people that watched that supercut has like over 300,000 views. But like, you remember, I was streaming like America's Game of the Week, the 425 game, and the Jets game was on before it against the Raiders. And the amount of people that were cheering for the Jets to win that game just so Springsteen could wake up, there was thousands of people in a game stream going, let's go Jets. And when they finally won, the amount of people that tagged me on Twitter, DM'd me, and were like, Springsteen's gonna wake up. It was insane. Like, it was a lot of people. So if I killed them after all that, yeah, that would have been wild. That would have been wild. So, like, yeah, that was a time. And I honestly feel the North could be that. Because the South was always going to be my lowest viewed. Because it's the AFC and NFC South. Sorry. But usually, like, those teams don't get covered. No one cares about them, right? Like, they're usually, like, really on down low unless Tom Brady's on the team or Drew Brees is on the team. They usually don't. So I knew the South was going to be my least viewed one because just the casual people watching of like, oh, I like football. They're like, oh, I don't care about any of the teams in the South. Sorry, Em. It's true, though. It is true. Just the national media just doesn't care. So the North, first of all, lots of people care about a lot of teams in the North. One. And two, it's the Packers, and it's the division that we're in. So I think the amount of people that are going to watch the North Saga, it could get crazy. We'll do uno mas. Uno mas. Uno mas. But yeah, it can get wild real quick. So I'm excited. The South is growing on me as time goes on. I'm just saying, I said it when it ended. I said the South, you're going to be able to look back on the South and be like, damn, this was really good. I know. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. The West has gotten better with time. Tell me the East, classic. So good. People loved it. Right? It is minute 69. Nice. Right? The East is always going to be the East. And I think the East also, in addition, has kind of like this, wow, that was the peak of something because that was so effing good. It was new. It was different. I was telling narratives. Goddamn, I was telling narrative stories for freaking 17 weeks. I told entire stories, right? It's like, damn. Then the West happened, and the West is good, but it's more like character moments. And once those two houses merge together, it's like really good. Like really, really good. And then so years have gone by. I think the West has gotten a lot better. I think the same exact thing's gonna happen with the South. Rebecca, I adore the East so much. I hope the North can come close. I've always wondered, would Bruce have grown more and not regress if Springsteen had died? Ooh. No, I don't think he grows more. I think he's a completely different character. Because then it's not Bruce and Springsteen, it's just Bruce. And you saw what Bruce well, here's the thing. That's a great question because, like, in the East Saga that happens, Bruce is without Springsteen. And he does grow as a character. And when Springsteen comes back, he kind of does regress back to, like, his other self. Like, you know, his... So, yeah, I just think if he was gone, it ultimately would not have ended well. But, yeah. Yeah. Just saying. East has the best overall story. West, the best moments. South has the best characters. Damn. It's funny. I was talking about anytime I write a script, because, like, you have an idea, and the mods will definitely vouch for this. There's times I write a script, and I'll go into the mod chat, and I'm like, holy crap, the script I just wrote is incredible. Like, it's really good. Like, it's really, really, really good. And I didn't say that for the Ambition episode. Because I wrote the script and I was like, okay, yeah, this is good. I'm like, it's good. I'm happy with it. I don't have like a ton of time, but like I am happy with it. It'll be good. And so if I write a script that I know is not the best or like as great as I think it could be, kind of like a switch goes off in my brain and it's like, oh, well then I just gotta act my ass off. Okay. Like that's what happens. So the ultimate example of that, and this is why I tell people, that's why I was excited during the editing, because I was like, oh, I got this. The episode where Grandpa Cardinal has the conversation with Wildflower, right? Big Mid! Oh, North Saga's gonna be great. Kill Yinzers? We'll see what happens. That conversation between Grandpa Cardinal and Wildflower. I wrote that episode, and I was like, it's all right. It's good. I just know this conversation is going to be the entire focal point of the episode. So if you go back and I've listed my top 10 before, like in the entire thing, I like the episode before it a million times more because I think it's a stronger episode. The one where Lenny's performance, I love that episode. It ends with Wildflower meeting Grandpa Cardinal again. That one is, in my opinion, I like that episode a lot more than the one that follows it. But so for the Wildflower and Grandpa Cardinal conversation, I was like, all right, I just need to act my ass off or this is not going to be a good episode. So like there's like legitimately during that episode, like I'm like while I'm acting, I'm crying, legitimately crying because I was like, I'm going to dive all the way in this box. I'm going to dive all the way in this. And I did legitimately. I'm taking off like the glass. I'm crying a whole 9 yards. So that is what I think is one of my best acted scenes. And that completely shapes the episode of like, oh my God, it's a top episode because that scene's so good. Oh yeah, all one take. Yeah, we should do one take. It's fine. That's easy. That's easy. Because like there's some episodes where the writing is so good that I'm like, oh, okay. Like I don't even need to like be on my A game or I need to be like, oh, I really need to save this because the writing's so good. that happens a lot with Bruce and Springsteen stuff. Because I just write them. It's so easy to write them. Like, I'm funnier writing with them. Like, jokes I wouldn't even think of. I'm just like, oh, I'm in Bruce and Springsteen's head. Like, I'm sorry, the murder mystery episode of The East, which is one of the greatest episodes of all time. That murder mystery episode, when Gus says that he's going to hold interviews, and Bruce and Springsteen are talking about if they need a resume. And they go through this entire stupid ass conversation about needing a resume. And then at the very end, he's like, fine, I'll take the resume. And he's like, I do not have a printer. like that writing. Yeah, and I wrote that in a study hall, like, while I was working. But good God, I love it so much. I love it so much. Daniel, like, yeah, a few times, but nothing serious. Like, I did improv. Improv and stand-up were enough acting for me. And I get to do it here. So, and lose 2 subscribers, make $42. Honestly, that's working actor. Make $42, 2 people boo you, and nobody watches. So, that's it. That's it. The live stream episode in Coach Season 3, yeah, no, that was the easiest episode I have ever done. Ever done. Easy. Easy peasy. The live stream one, so easy. One take, I get to turn my camera on, I don't gotta move the camera, hell yeah. I shot that, I think, the day of, and just, like, edited it and threw it. I barely had to do any editing. Oh, so great. It was fantastic. So, quality of Coach episodes, oh, that is definitely shot way up. That is shot, like, way up. Well, I mean, that's the thing, too, right? You look at the East, and I'm like, yeah, the East is still, like, the best saga, probably. Like, it's great. It is very, very good. I think there's a lot of nostalgia there, but it is very, very good. But I will say, I think there's a thing of stress, anxiety, and all the other things. I don't know. Like, if you could take that and put it into what you create, which I do all the time, I think it helps the product, right? I mean, there is a reason why, like, Coach Season 3 hits really hard, and, like, the finale, and it's so good, is because, like, there's a lot of real stuff in there, and I was going through a lot of real emotions to, like, write that, to record that, to do all that. And hell, like, you saw when we did the GPS episode at the end of last year, we were going through our Spotify Wrapped, and my #1 song was the instrumental from Up. You know, like, when, like, the wife dies and it's, like, heartbreaking, because I listened to that song on loop to write the love, to get in that mindset of, like, okay, here's where I was not too long ago. Let's go back to that. And literally wrote that entire episode in that headspace to make that episode. So, yeah. That's usually how I write. Like, there's times where I'm like, I can't write Coach. Like, I'm just not in the headspace. Like, the love probably took the most time to write because I had to be in a very specific headspace to write it. I know that sounds super douchey and like, oh, that's it. But legitimately, like, for the love, I needed to be crushed to write that episode. And so I had to put myself back in, like, the time where I was crushed. Again, not so long ago. Did that, and now I can write this episode, which I'm super proud of. Because otherwise, I feel like, because it's an exaggerated autobiography, I feel like it'd be doing it a disservice if I didn't. So, yeah. So I looked up Kirby Joseph. No, it has to be deeper than that. Gotta be a lot deeper than that one. That's gotta cut. It's gotta cut. So, yeah. But that's that. There you go. Got deep into the writings of how I do Coach. Yeah. It's getting in a headspace. It's sitting down, like, writing it out. And every single episode, except for the ambition, just because I edited it on a later day. But every episode except #1, this season, I have written, edited, and recorded in the same day and premiered it. Every single episode. I gave myself 1 extra day with the premiere, Ambition doesn't really count because like the only reason I did it a different day because I went away for a hot second. But every single episode this season, I woke up really early. I wrote the entire thing out. I recorded the entire thing. I edited and then I premiered it. Literally just freaking one day. It'd be wild out here. It'd be wild. Just saying. Yes, Sydney. Yes, it's literally... Sydney, I remember. It's literally right here. It's sitting here. I just haven't gone to the P.O. box yet. But don't worry. I literally have it right there, so I remember. It's true. It's true. I binged season 5 last year. In the beginning of each episode starts with the beach. Oh, yes. 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 Yeah, every single episode has the beach sound in season 5. You'll see why. You'll see why when the finale happens. But, yeah. Just do it, Ryu. Just do it. It's good. It's good. It's good for the soul. But, yeah. I don't know. I love Coach. It's really good. It's going to be a really weird feeling when it's over. But I feel like I'm going to feel super proud of it. Because after every episode comes out, you know, premieres and stuff, I'm usually like super duper proud of that stuff. Probably more than like any of the other stuff I do. It's Coach and the sagas that like I'm just like, damn, that feels really good. You got the answer how Tom got to the beach? Oh no, you're gonna get that answer. That's easy. Yeah, no, that's easy. That's easy. I actually wanted to do that in the reunion. The last episode, supposed to be episode 6. The final scene was supposed to be a repeat of the South Saga, but yeah. Oh look, it's Johnny Barks. But yeah, no, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts. Oversaturation of Marvel movies? Yeah, no, they threw so much crap at the wall. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was they didn't connect it in a timely fashion. Like, Kang is the big bad. You've seen him twice, and in one, he got beat by ants. Why should I care? So that's the issue that I have right now, is that it doesn't feel like a universe when nothing is connected. The reason that phases 1 through 3 worked so well is because you would have an after credit scene in The Incredible Hulk would be like Iron Man going to talk to what's his face and being like, hey, putting a team together, all this stuff. And it'd be playing out in like the next things. Like you knew it was leading up to the Avengers. And then you would go back and you had the second phase. Like it was very easy to follow. And then phase 4, they threw a whole bunch of individual characters, and some movies worked out. A lot of movies were meh. And they were like promising this interconnectivity once again, and it just never delivered. I don't think I've been more disappointed in a Marvel film than after Doctor Strange 2. I hated that movie. Because I know people are like, oh, Thor! I walked in going, oh, it's just gonna be a Thor movie. It's not connected to anything. It's gonna be whatever. I laughed when the goats screamed and I had a nice day. I was like, it wasn't amazing, but it was fine. Doctor Strange 2, where they're just like, oh, it's the multiverse of madness. Oh, we turned into paint once. Oh, and now we ended up in a universe where red means go and green means stop. It was so damn stupid. It had nothing to do with the overall story, like, at all. It didn't connect anything in the multiverse. It sucked. And the reason I think it also sucked more is because previously that year, Everything Everywhere All at Once came out, which was the best multiverse movie I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, that was... okay, cool. This was terrible. So... like, Shang-Chi, like, I liked Shang-Chi. Like, I liked that movie. It was one of the better ones. But, yeah, Spider-Verse, so good. Both of them, so good. But, yeah, no, Multiverse of Madness, I hated it. I also, will be very honest, like, I don't like the Sam Raimi, very corny horror vibes. I like horror movies that are, like, legit horror movies. And, like, you can like The Evil Dead, that's all good. I did not like it. I didn't like the directing style. So... I mean, like, Having Bruce Campbell, and I love Bruce Campbell so much, punch himself in the face a whole bunch and just, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, yeah, Star Wars 100% fell down the same path. I haven't watched Ahsoka yet. I'm kind of waiting. I'm waiting to see if it's good. So, yeah, I'm not rushing to see it, but I also didn't watch Rebels, so I don't have that. I've watched enough Rebels to be like, okay, I know the story points, but I don't have like a connection with that. It's saying they're the Clone Wars. Like, I don't have a connection with that because I never really watched it. So that's just me. Like it looks decent. Like it looks pretty good. But I don't know. Like the Andor, far and away best Star Wars series. Because the Mandalorian has fallen down this a little bit too. But like, yeah, it's yeah, it's Andor. It's Andor. So, Nicholas, yes. I was thinking about that. I 100% am going to do that. I have not watched Futurama yet. But yeah. So, oh yeah, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is phenomenal. But yeah, I do want to do a full rewatch of the GCU and like provide like the director's commentary, because the way I watch this is different. One, I'll be watching it for the first time, but I was like, oh, well, I actually had to shoot it this way because the sun was in my eye and I couldn't do it this way. I had to edit it this way because there was a dog in the background and you can't have dogs there. Like, I don't know. If people would be interested in that, I would 100% do it. Kind of like a director's thing of just having a bunch of streams. It'd be fun. You'll learn so much things that you'll learn so many things you never wanted to know. But yeah, I do that. I do that. Well, Mandalorian also leaned into the Western vibes, and like Star Wars has always been like Eastern, like samurai kind of idea with like lightsabers and Jedi, but also been like a Western thing too. And so when they lean into that, like it's great. Like I will say, like Tales of the Jedi, that animated thing, it was super short, but like I would watch a full thing on Dooku. Like that was super interesting. But yeah. Favorite character and coach to act as, and favorite coach character to write for. Can I go outside of it and just go like GCU? I was actually gonna say, I think Ambition, I think, is one of my favorite characters that I've ever written, in terms of I have so many things that are just real within that character. So like Ambition is amazing for me. But I think I also just relate super duper hard. John, thank you for the membership. I appreciate you. Thanks, Johnny Barks. It's true. But the point that I'm making is, for Ambition, it's just like there's just so much relatability. Then, in terms of just like acting, Bruce Springsteen, I love writing for. It's super easy. It's just, it flows really, 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 really well. Yeah, like my favorite one to act as, like Wildflower is always fun. Lenny's always good. I really liked Raymond A. Colt and JB. I like characters, like those that are just like not just regular people. But I will say, Chamas is so much fun. Chamas and Tome are really, really good. Tome, because Tome is great. But Chamas, man, I think Chamas is such a, God, this sounds so narcissistic. I think like Chamas is a super complicated character, and I love how effing complicated he is. Like, again, one of my favorite scenes ever in the GCU is that conversation with Tome that he has on the beach in the season 4 finale, where he finally is just like, no, let's talk. Like, no more. Definitely no more. You know, like let's actually have a conversation. But yeah, no, Chamas is fun. Chamas is a lot of fun. Yes, LQ, that is true. It is drifting a little bit. So, South characters, I mean, you were supposed to see more of them in this season, but they might get pushed to season 6. They probably will. But, yeah. Can the entity operate in other areas of the crawl space outside of the beach, or is it confined to the beach alone? Ooh. If yes, have we seen it happen? Let me say, okay, so that's a tough question. It'll get answered really quick in the episode. But the beach is the beach is where the entity mostly resides. However, the entity can have an impact on people outside of the beach. 1,000,000%, yes. So, just saying. But yeah. The Boys is great. I really do like that show. It's really, really good. But yeah, entity, you'll see. Once you know what the entity is, a lot of it is gonna make sense. And I think that's like why. I think that's why I actually really enjoyed this last episode. There was a couple of comments that were in the comment section from the last episode that were like, wow, like I finally get what this is about. Like I finally got what the show is about. And I feel like even though you're getting super confused, if you just started on this episode, the last episode, I feel like you could get enough of it to be like, oh, okay. And then you could go back and watch and be like, oh, actually, this kind of makes sense a lot, as long as you know the difference between a Bears and a Broncos uniform. But like that, I feel like the story is just like fitting really well, and it's becoming kind of obvious a little bit. It's getting more into that realm, but I don't think it's because I'm like spelling it out for anybody. I think it's just because like it's just completing, and then that's it. It's like all like wrap it up in a circle and have a nice day. But then again, I also thought I was being really heavy-handed when it came to the South Saga. That finale about that certain character, I thought I was writing this and I was like, oh man, like this is gonna come back. This is gonna come off like I'm trying too hard. Like this is gonna be, and nobody noticed. And I'm like, wait, what? So, I don't know. Like that was such an experience. I was like, man, I really made this super obvious. And then no one picked up on it. And I was like, cool. Yes, Oliver, yes. Like, it was like, I'm literally like taking a mallet and I'm like, bang, bang, bang. People were like, all right, that's a yes, normal backstory. Normal backstory. So, yep. I just thought the cut was weird. He's like, I just thought you messed up editing. Which, valid, that makes sense. It happens. True story, Johnny Barks did say that. When I sent him this, he said, edit it out because I thought you made a mistake. And I was like, nope, it's supposed to cut off before it finishes the word Oliver, or the name Oliver. But then I thought the backstory, even if you didn't get that, right? Like, that was a little, like, here you go. But if you're just like, oh, Tom messed up the editing, it's fine. He's Tom. Like, the whole backstory. Like, that was a time. That was a time. But I kind of like, but, all right, and this is, have I said this before? Oh, I don't know if I said this on stream. Ooh. I think I may have. Okay. Real quick, and then I'm gonna skedaddle after this. But did I talk about the Cleveland episode of 30 and 30 on air? Like, have I explained that? Because like that was a very, very intentional thing. No? I think the mods know. Oh, okay. So maybe it was a mods thing that I explained. Okay, cool. All right. So I'll explain to the members Q&A. So when Johnny and I got to Cleveland, Cleveland was rough because like we were tired. It was right after Detroit, and we kind of were just getting into it, and it was rough, right? So we went to go check into the hotel, and we first of all, we took a 2.5-hour Uber from Buffalo to I'm sorry, not Buffalo. I don't where the hell? Detroit, excuse me. Detroit, right? That was that was the 45-minute plane ride. I'm sorry. It was like the 45-minute plane ride. So we get there, whatever. The hotel's not ready, and it's not going to be ready for hours because the Pride Parade is downtown. And we encountered this a lot during 30 and 30. And the Pride Parade in Cleveland was insane. Like, it took over the entire downtown, right? So Johnny's like filming some stuff as we're going in. And I'm like, well, I'm 100% going to get footage of this. Like, there's no way I'm not going to. So Johnny stays in the lobby. I think he starts doing some work. I walk out to try to find a route to the stadium because, like, I have no idea how to get there. I wind up making it to, like, the top of a parking garage, whatever. And I was like, I don't know how to get there. I had to ask somebody. You had to cross a highway, whatever. It was difficult. So I go back and they're setting up for the Pride Parade. It hasn't even happened yet. So I go back and I tell Johnny, I'm like, okay, I know how to get there. We wind up going and walking around a whole bunch. We're trying to look for this like submarine. That's really cool. We wound up talking to a veteran, which was awesome. And then we're kind of like just going about until we go to the fan event. We do the whole fan event. It was great. And then it was kind of like, okay, we got to go back to the hotel because we got to edit. We got to do all those things. So after all I do the voiceover stuff for that episode, for the episode prior, and was like, okay. And then I said, all right, well, I'm going to take a camera and I'm going to go get like some Pride footage. So I walk through and I'm like trying to show like, I think there was a part where I showed a bunch of small businesses, but then like some of them were like looking kind of empty and I want to make them look bad. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna put that in. But I went around and like, I got a ton of really good footage. Like I got like a dog in a tutu, which was awesome. I got amazing people holding signs. Like I just saw lots of love. Like Cleveland was amazing. There was so much like positivity. It just felt like a lot of love. It felt really, really good to be there. So I filmed that whole stuff with the Pride Parade. Then afterwards was the monster trucks, right? I couldn't get into the stadium, so I bought a $25 ticket, go into the stadium, film all the monster truck stuff. So here's the thing. End of day. So this is a real thing. When I talked to some people about this while I was on 30 and 30. When I had the fundraiser for GLAAD, right, to support the legal fund for people in the community, I got death threats for at least 3 weeks, right? And so then I pushed it even harder. At that time, it was like one of our most successful fundraisers. I think we raised over $15,000 for GLAAD, which was effing awesome, right? It's a thing, especially in like the football community, that people are not always super welcoming, or it's not necessarily a great space for people who are perceived as different. So when doing 30 and 30, which had like the attention of more than just sometimes football fans, I needed to make sure that what was being put out was done in a very strategic way. And so I recorded a ton of Pride footage. And I go, okay. So if I put this right at the beginning, right, it's going to turn some people off immediately. And they're going to do their usual echo chamber, like, oh, garbage, right? Cool. If I put it at the end, I feel like it is very disrespectful because it's an afterthought. So I said, okay, here's how we're going to edit this. And Johnny and I had so many conversations about this. I said, here's what you're going to do. First, we're going to do the previously on 30 in 30. We're going to do that. Then we're going to get there, blah, blah, airport, all that great stuff. The first thing that we're going to focus on is the veteran we talked to. We're going to have a whole thing about that. We're going to show, so hopefully people who are in Cleveland, they can show up, they can support this guy who has been there for years. So we're going to tackle veterans first. Then, in the middle, we're going to do the Pride Parade. And we're not going to even, like, focus or dwell on it. We're just going to talk about it like it's the normal thing that it is. Because I'm going to normalize the veteran thing, and I'm going to normalize the Pride Parade. And then, there was the monster truck. So it got sandwiched in between two things that are usually pretty well loved, right? Like, it's like, oh, monster trucks, veterans. Absolutely. 100%. So then I'm going to put Pride in there and give it the same distinction as both things that I just talked about because it's effing normal. And so if you go back on that video, there will be people who are legitimately thinking out as they're typing in the comments like, I really like the veteran stuff. And by the way, what was the charity in Cleveland? To support veterans. DAV. We have supported them before. They're a fantastic organization. Veterans? We cannot support that. Pride? Whoa, I don't know about that. Monster trucks. I like that. The amount of people that I got DMs from, some of it was like, but for the most part, it was like, I really like this. This is a really good episode. It was, I'm not used to the middle part, but like, yeah. And the reason that it's done that way is because, good God, the amount of crap that is getting thrown around. Just meet people, like legitimately. So, no, we're just going to normalize the ever-living crap out of it. Because, again, it's normal. That's it. So, yeah. That's what I was thinking about during 30 while we were doing that, too. Oh, my God. And then Seattle? Oh, my God. I went hard in Seattle. Yeah, no. Seattle. It was Pride Night for the Sounders. Oh, God, yeah. We were leaning into that. It was so effing nice to be in a place in Seattle and at that Sounders game where they did not tiptoe around it at all. They're like, no, this is Pride. And we're all football fans. That football. Like, we're all soccer fans. Like, and guess what? It's all good. And I was just like, yep. But listen, they had to erase the end racism in the end zones because you can only have that up for a couple years for the NFL. And that's what happens. There's some teams that don't even post anything in June. And like listen, I know 98% of it is pandering. But like you look at the comments underneath, like those things, they're terrible, man. So yeah, that's it. Like I had a good, the thing, one of the things I'm the most proud of about 30 and 30 is the amount of people who came up and was like, hey, I identify as so-and-so, and like, this is who I am. And I feel like comfortable talking about sports. And I'm like, done. If I do nothing else, we good. And even the wording, like the words that were used, right? So we were talking about like the trans flag and everything like that. Yeah, like the words that I kept using over and over again, welcoming and accepting. That's it. Don't want to be an accepting person? You should want to be an accepting person, right? Just be an accepting human being. That's it. So, just saying. And listen, I taught high school, so I've heard the worst things, and I've met people who don't agree with me, what have you, and we can disagree on politics all day, every day. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to get into a conversation with somebody who's like not acting in good faith when it comes to actual like people and human rights and being like, we're not talking about the economy or the stock market or policy. When we start talking about people having human rights, like legit rights, yeah, no, they have them. That's it. That's all. That's it, babe. That's fracking it. Except for Tom Brady, of course. No, we hate on Tom Brady. Minnesota Vikings, burn in hell. Like all that great stuff. Of course. We hate, but it's with love. That's it. Oh, Golden compared to NASCAR. Oh, I can only imagine. But, like, that's also... That's the thing, too. Again, a lot of it's just stupid internet stuff, but... Yeah. We showed a lot of good in June. And that's what the most important thing was, so... I raised a lot of money. Oh, yeah, we hate Golden Tate. Sorry. I'll never forgive you. Ever. All right, folks. We are going to rock and roll. What's tomorrow? Thursday. The NFC South predictions will come out tomorrow. Clickbait, I think, is happening. Don't ask me. I'm pretty sure it's happening, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna be filming. We'll do Friday night Q&A. Finally back. Thank God. Can't wait. And I ain't going away for a while. So South predictions of the folder. Johnny Barks for the win. But folks, I appreciate you. Have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go back, go.